Okay, good. That's going to go up there. And all of that. Okay, so this is... Congratulations, you've officially become the test run. Yay for a
Oh,
focus group!
fuck.
Yeah, that's about right.
Focus groups have to agree to participate.
And you did!
Then leave.
Uh, don't do it. Roro won't survive without you.
Not a lie.
Not like Gil would let her off the boat.
I'm not saying one way or the other.
Okay.
Even though that's probably very true. No, as to answer your question here, the reason why Tallow has the authority to throw people off the boat is because he is the he is the quartermaster,
Okay.
and it's essentially like the first mate of the deck of the ship.
Wait, I thought that was Gil.
Gil's the navigator. Well, Gil's kind of the navigator now. He's kind of pawning some of that off onto you.
Yes.
But no, technically at this point, Gil is the boatswain.
Okay.
He's responsible for anchoring the boat, sailing parts, maintenance, and repair. Because he's one of the few people who actually knows how to fix the boat. The quartermaster has responsibilities. Basically, should something happen to the captain, or they have to split off from each other, he's in charge. He's also in charge of divvying out the loot, as well as discipline.
Discipline, huh?
Yeah.
Thank you.
At this point, Scotty is being trained to be the navigator of the drift.
Am I doing anything?
Formally. Yes, you are the Cooper. Which basically you're in charge of the supply levels and the barrels. Basically, as barrels are not needed, you've been taught how to basically break them down to store away in small spaces and how to reassemble them to add supplies into it. And we have doing double duty as both the doctor and the cook currently. We have Syl. And currently, barring anyone who shows better promise, we have Dahadi being the rigger, basically in charge of the ropes and sails and the like.
Yes, because Scotty failed at that.
A little bit.
I'm sure Dahadi untied her a few times. She was terrible.
Sure, we'll say he untied her.
My jokes are not enjoyed here.
No,
Yeah.
my jokes. Perhaps not. Okay. So we are all kinds of ready to go, essentially. Excuse me. So last time we were here, what it seems like forever ago, we had the drift moving along in search of Scotty's vision into wherever that would lead them. A bit of a fishing incident occurred.
Gil being an overachiever.
Apparently so. Dredged up an infant kraken, apparently.
I'm sorry, did you say infant kraken?
Yes. It was a
Oh
wee
my-
baby.
Roro got his butt kicked by an infant kraken.
Hey, you know what? Everyone wants as much attention as that kraken got on Roro's body, okay?
Just thrown around like a rag doll. But the crew of the Drift prevailed, and got your you lived. The boat didn't. You lived. The boat didn't sink. I'd call that a victory. That being done, the feast was prepared and stored away, and the rest was basically chummed and disposed of in the ocean. You are... Let's see. There was some talk being done about on deck. Thoughts of people playing card games with each other once there was some actual free time to assemble everybody.
I want to play Goldfish.
What was that?
I want to play Goldfish. Sorry, Go Fish, as I'm being corrected.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah. But, yes, and apparently Roro and Scotty are starting language studies together.
Yay.
Trying to learn, what was it, Sylvan?
Yes.
And, of course, you know, Roro being a Roro.
Excuse me?
You heard me. You know what you did. So, you have another day of activity uninterrupted, which will, in fact, lead us to you, Roro.
Oh, God.
You're put back up on the plank.
Where?
Sorry, post.
Oh, God. You're going to make me roll for this, aren't you?
I am. Because you're spending a couple of hours doing your balancing lessons.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So, we're going to have you start off with your acrobatics.
Just one?
For now.
Bitches be complaining.
Okay. So we have you up there balancing. You're getting pretty decent at it. Nice, like Karate Kid type moment, and then a sandbag comes thrown at you. Roro's armor being 13, I believe.
Oh. Yeah, I'm 13.
Yeah. So you get pelted pretty hard. It shakes you. But you manage to stay pretty firm on pace there. And give me a perception check real quick.
Persuasion, there it is.
Not persuasion, perception.
I know, so many P words. Oh.
Okay. So, that would be a... that's the check right there. Yeah. Oh, thank God for that. All right. So you're basically you're up there. You're trying to stare Gil down, who's kind of again juggling those sandbags there, just kind of smiling at you. You see his grin go wider, and you're kind of you tense instinctively, getting ready to be, try to dodge or endure this next attack when you get smacked in like between the shoulder blades from behind you.
Well, that's
Gonna
weird.
want you to make a to make yourself a balancing check. Acrobatics again. No, it catches you by surprise, and you're and you fall. You catch yourself on the deck, and kind of ending up in a kind of a push-up position, but you slam onto the deck. Looking around, you see you see Tallow actually, who's got a couple of them just in his couple of these sandbags in his hand too, and just kind of gives you a bit of a nod.
Is it a rude nod?
No, he just kind of like that. Yeah, I see that you see me.
So it's not like a gill face, kind of, rude face?
No, it's not a Roro face.
That's rude.
That is rude. That is a very rude face, the Roro face.
No. I have
You?
a gill face on my wall.
Oh my. Don't want to know what you do with that face at night. Okay. But Gil will tell you to get back up on that little post of yours. Just now, I'm not being a dick about this, but you're going to need to be able to react from not just what you can see. So, yeah. I got Tallow here to help me out, and good luck.
I think everyone just likes seeing me in pain. It's because I'm gorgeous, isn't it?
I wouldn't think about it that way, Roro. We are here to help you. This is what you wanted to learn, right?
Yeah. Ignore my laughing.
I wouldn't have agreed unless it was something that you were wanting to learn about.
You shut your mouth!
Can't tell if you're yelling at me or him.
You storyteller.
Oh my, why are you yelling at me? You asked for this.
You know why. Barbara's going to give a casual thumbs up and a slightly pained smile. Still gorgeous. Pained
Still gorgeous, huh?
smile. Yeah.
That's quite the opinion you have there. Okay. Dead silence.
Would you like to roll for that, Scotty, or?
I don't think Scotty is paying attention to Roro being tortured.
I mean, you probably see it as you're at the wheel at this point, but whatever.
Yeah, but she trusts the two to train him properly. She's not going to kill him.
Has she not been hanging around at all?
She's focused on navigating the boat.
Oh.
So, Roro,
Yeah.
let's have one more perception check real quick here.
Okay.
Okay. So now they split off so that you have one basically to either side of you, and you're kind of having to balance and shift your attention to figure out which direction it's coming from. We'll have you do a dexterity save.
Yeah.
Okay. So, it's kind of a moment, and, they both kind of are trying to fake you out a little bit. but suddenly this sandbag comes rocketing at you from Gil. You manage to duck away from it. Now give me your acrobatics.
Okay. Oh, God.
I mean, you pirouette away from this thing. It is amazing to watch. However, there is the rocking of the boat to deal with. And it must have been some sea spray that got underfoot while you were spinning, but you come crashing down, landing hard on your butt.
Well, they damaged the royal booty.
Who said you were royal again?
Shut your whore mouth.
Oh, jeez. So, that being said, you have your ups and downs. It's kind of a lot to take in here, but you do get a good 3 hours worth of training in, which I
How many do I
believe
have?
you need 100 hours to skill
Oh my
train.
Jesus.
Didn't you put that in your bios?
I think I did. No.
Either you did or I did. I know.
Oh,
I'm
mine's
pretty sure it's in there.
I have 60 to acrobatic training.
Yeah, it's supposed to be 4 out of 100. Sorry.
It is now.
Oh, so 4 hour.
Yeah, to feet train requires 100 hours worth of practice, and consistently so.
Okay.
But you're making progress.
Okay, I have it noted now.
All right. So
I'm helpful.
you're helpful. Well,
I am helpful.
okay.
Did I stutter?
No, I never said you were being accurate either. But whatever. So, Scotty, it's your turn. Would like you to roll on your perception. Wow. Okay, there. Almost natural 20.
I told you guys she was focused.
That's indeed. Okay, so there's shenaniganry going on here. At some point, you see that both Gil and Tallow are kind of fake out tossing a sandbag to each other, trying to keep his head on a swivel. Just little casual things. Nicole comes up a couple of times, checks where you guys are going. He's basically checking up on things. Where off in the distance, you see what looks to be a landmass on your left-hand side. I don't know the nautical term.
Fine. So just a landmass coming up?
There's land on the horizon.
I guess there's a clearing going to take us somewhere else.
Hey Gil, can I get your help up here?
Yeah. Gil will come wandering up. Yeah, what's going on?
I think we have land coming up.
He kind of pointed out to him. Yeah, how about that? See him go over to the maps and just kind of flip through. Well, there shouldn't be anything here.
That's
I
what
mean-
I was worried.
I mean, it's nothing that was... I mean, it could be something that was just too small to put maps on, put on a map, but... We shouldn't have been seeing anything for another couple of days.
Do you think that perhaps this is the reason for the redirection, or do you think we ignore it and go on?
I don't know. I mean, I'll be honest, it's got me curious.
So,
I suppose it couldn't hurt too much to at least be sure it's not anything we need to know about.
Yeah, probably not a bad idea. Let me go check with the captain and see what's going on.
Okay.
He'll kind of turn and whistle out, call Nicole up there. Just show him off there, show him the maps. Well, I mean, I want to check it out. I'll be honest about that. But, I guess you put it up to a vote, right? Or are we doing things different now? No, we're not doing things different. Nicole will go and call everybody up to there and basically take a vote of what to go on about here. The opinions from the two of you?
I think we should check it out.
I would like anything other than a boat.
Is that specifically your vote?
Yes.
Yeah. It seems pretty. How do you want to say? It seems pretty unanimous that there's curiosity to be had there. So, you are instructed to start readjusting the course to go and get closer to whatever this is. And it takes a couple hours, but the landmass starts to, kind of fill itself out. And you find yourself... Yeah.
It's pretty.
There you go. That's my first attempt at a map of that program.
Oh, it's pretty. I mean, like, on a scale from 1 to railroad, it's like a 9.
I think it's wonderful.
So where does the Roro stop?
10.
Okay.
You're welcome. I've complimented you.
Okay. Well, calm down there, boyo.
And where are we coming in on this thing at?
You are coming in from... We'll use this here. Basically, you're coming in from right around in here. Because I don't actually have a boat token. So as you're kind of as you're rolling into this small grouping of islands, pretty much everybody has got themselves up on deck, and some are excited, some are just kind of curious as to what this is even doing here. And now you have Gil basically on a different bit of parchment sketching out what this island looks like, where the coordinates are to add into the map.
What a nerd.
I mean, there seems to be a very large bay area. mountains, and you see some. Oh god, what is the difference between carnivorous and deciduous trees? Can't remember. But they look to be a mix of mostly like pine. Nick Hole's got his spyglass and just. Well, it looks. Huh. I'm not seeing any villages or any signs of there being any civilization out on the beaches.
Do you think that they could be further in the mountain?
Maybe, but you would think that unless these people are really if there are people on here, there must be really isolated. You would see something like a port or some kind of dock, unless it's further inland. Scotty, go ahead and take us around into the bay.
Okay.
Kind of drifting in here, and Gil and Dahadi will kind of, take some of the wind out of the sails just to kind of gather what's going in here. So, yeah, this is a little on the odd side.
And it's curtain.
Maybe we can look around and grab a couple of things while we're here.
That might be a good idea.
He will have you pull kind of right about in here. Yeah. All right, we got a couple of boats to take up on shore, so I'm sure the two of you want to get off for a little bit. Okay, then. So, the two of you can take someone along. We'll leave a couple of people here and have another boat take off to gather some kind of supplies. So, go ahead and pick someone you want to take on with you, and we'll split up into small groups.
Sticks to Scotty's side.
It was implied that the two of you are moving together. So the two of you get to pick who you're taking with you on this expedition.
I pick Scotty.
Maybe we should take Tallow and with us?
Sure. How many people can we fit in the boat?
Well, they're splitting off into smaller groups, so you're taking one person with you, and another group is going out to kind of cover more distance.
You're stuck with me.
If we're taking one other person, we should take...
Gil.
We work with him well.
Gil. Well,
You do realize I'm right here listening to this, right?
oh, hey. What's up, Gil?
Oh my god, Roro.
Smiled innocently.
I understand if you don't want to come with us. Glances at Roro.
Eddie, the captain said you picked your partner.
Then I suppose I picked.
All right, well, you want me, you got me. He kind of gives you a grin.
Blushes, turns away.
Well, all right, that's settled. I'll stay here and look after the boat. And, Sil, Tallow, you can go off on the other one. Go ahead, and Dahati, if you want to follow along with them. Yes, I think that would do us somewhat well. I would have preferred someone with a stronger back, but I'm sure he'll do. See, Dahati just kind of give a sideways glance at Tallow, who just has a bit of a grin. He kind of slaps him on the back. Don't feel too badly about it. I'm planning on getting us some lumber. I'm sure that you and Silsan can do some scavenging, a little bit of exploring while I do the heavy lifting. There is a noise that comes from Sil that seems to strike you as a little bit of like a bear grunt. Yes, I know. You've got yourself a strong back too, but your arms aren't good for chopping, is it? We'll just kind of give a nod, but still a little bit of a narrowed glance at him. Well, we better break ourselves off before I have to put my foot in my own mouth again. As the two of you will separate, prep the boats.
Look at that. We got out of lumber, wood, chopping, cutting.
Yeah, it might have been less than fun visit for you if you had chosen to go with Tallow, I think. So, the three of you are in a longboat. Where is it that you are planning on directing yourself? Do you want to go to that shore?
We'd like to go there.
Fine. Seems you've already chosen.
Well, when you say it like that, over here seems really interesting.
Some high mountain with some forest involved.
All of this kind of seems like high mountain for the most part.
All right. And Tallow was heading off that way. So, the three of you on the boat and make your way onto the shoreline. It's kind of a somewhat rocky shore, but suitable enough to kind of beach the boat. And you're standing on... It's about a good, 100 feet of this rocky, sandy, kind of greeny beachhead that goes into some thicker grass. And, good maybe mile and a half off, you see a tree line.
We should name this island Balboa.
Name it.
Why?
Balboa, because it's rocky.
I don't get it.
Rocky Balboa, come on.
No, I get it, but
Oh!
it's some monk that we don't talk about.
Scotty's going to ignore the joke and study the tree line.
like I said, it's mostly like an evergreen and a pine. You see a couple of leafy trees as well, but none that you can directly put your finger on.
Do you think we should try to enter that? Or should we stay close to the mountain?
I mean, we're on the land again, so it doesn't quite matter to me.
We should go the left because right isn't always the right way to go. So we should go left.
How about we head up?
How about you lead the way then?
Okay, it's gonna be like this, aren't we? Okay.
Hey, y'all made the mistake of giving me alcohol.
I did none of this, sir.
Yeah, you would have encouraged it.
Only if I was there.
I tried to avoid it.
No, you did that on purpose. So,
Anyway.
Scotty wants to go up north.
Alright, then we'll go north. Carry on. You can move yourselves around as you choose.
The party token?
Yeah. Oh, so you want to go that way?
I don't know if that way is a good idea, and
You suddenly see that zip off in a direction, so...
well, we'd have to go over quite a bit of mountain to get off that way.
Well, or, have it go... You do have a boat,
We just stopped the boat. Why would we get back in and change direction already?
Why don't we just keep in line with the mountains and the trees? That way we won't know in which direction we're going.
There's a surprise.
Wow.
Oh. So we'll have perceptions being made off of you guys.
Yeah, I'm sure we will.
Okay, as you're moving around here, you're not seeing...
And we let her drive the boat.
Okay, I have a bag.
As you're moving forward, because kind of... It's nice, it's not a boat.
Amen.
There's a nice cool breeze kind of rolling off the sea. You've got scattered trees here and there giving you nice little bits of shade to move along with. Yeah, kind of as Nicole had been mentioning, there doesn't seem to be much in the way of how can you put there's no real signs of life. You see little, like animals go scurrying around, but nothing higher ordered.
Like bunny rabbits?
Yeah, you'll see a little bunny kind of dashing by.
See, we won't get attacked by bunnies. This is a good thing.
Roll initiative. Kidding.
No.
So,
Going
Gil,
full Monty Python this episode. Fool, it is a rabbit.
So, Gil,
Yeah.
I had a thought. If this place is inhabited, perhaps it would be a good place for Dahadi to regroup with something more to fight Silver Army.
Seeing if it is inhabited or if it's not.
Well, if it isn't, and it's not on the map. Good little hidey hole.
I mean, that's not a bad idea.
I suppose it's not really any of my business, seeing as I'm going in a different direction than that, but it was just a thought.
Well, it's not a bad thought.
There's plenty of mountain coverage, so I mean not. And there's bunnies here.
The most important thing, right?
It is. That's gonna be my next song.
Everybody has to eat.
Some of us get food different places, though. But, you know, whatever.
Some of us fish up squids.
And they were delicious.
Just saying, a bunny wouldn't kill us, or attempt to.
You don't know what's going on this island. It shouldn't even be here. What if there's a kraken bunny here? You ever think of that?
I believe that those don't exist.
I would actually just walk away.
A rabbit the size of a horse with tentacles coming out of its face.
What kind of things haunt your nightmares?
Row.
You're not lying.
But you say this shouldn't be here, but didn't you say it was just too small to have been mapped?
Seems kind of large, Gilfin.
Do you know the size of the place that we just came from? This is a little nothing spot of land. It does have a lot of trees, I'll give it that.
Trees are good.
They're very good. But I don't know. The place just seems odd.
Has a weird aura, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's peaceful, and that's not a bad thing. But maybe my hackles have just kind of been up. I don't know.
If you feel that way about it, do you think we should remain here long?
We'll see if we run into pygmies or not.
Run into what?
Little ankle biters with blow darts.
That would be fun.
Yeah, no.
Maybe they're friendly. And they like bunnies.
Why don't you go ask Dahadi about the pygmies when we see him next, alright?
I will take a note of that.
Yeah.
Would they be worse than the squids?
Roro frowns deeply, crossing his arms over his chest.
Depends on how many of them there are. They kind of travel in herds.
Herds.
Yeah.
Look, we're on an island, and then there's more islands inside the island.
Yeah.
That's a pond, Roro. You've seen a pond that's not frosted over before, right?
Mutter.
Oh, boy. So, by this point, you can go ahead and give me another round of checks. So, as you're bantering on, you're walking about another hour or so. As you start getting kind of into the foothills a little bit. And is basically that pond, that large pond that you were just passing. It had a bit of a creek or a stream, kind of leading away from it. That Gil was just having you guys follow, for lack of a better direction to go. So that leads you kind of in up into the foothills where there's this crevice that seems to kind of open up and inward. It's got kind of mossy growth around it. And it looks like that little stream kind of flows into that crack.
Do you think that leads back to the coastline?
It might.
Seems
But-
kind of suspicious to me.
Well, it's a natural formation. It's an island. A lot of these things kind of come up through like volcanic activity or earth just jutting up out of the ground. They can make little caves and caverns and stuff like that.
Seems kind of suspicious to me.
I think we've already covered that nothing really inhabits the island. We have to worry about suspicion.
I mean, nothing that we've seen.
We saw bunnies.
Yeah, I mean, Aurora is right about that. It's inhabited by critters, at least.
What a happy place.
Yeah, real magical. So we want to go in and check this out? Looks like we can fit in here.
You might as well.
The size.
All right. I'd be okay checking this out. Alrighty then. It's gonna be the
Here we go.
oh my.
If we find a Kraken bunny, I am done.
Told you they existed. You didn't believe me.
I'm still convinced they don't exist.
Well, bunnies exist and Kraken exist, so why can't they Kraken bunny exist?
Can you consider
Study
how crossbreeding?
Study up, Scotty.
I'm the one who needs to study.
What is that supposed to mean? I'm doing plenty of studying. Well,
None of it is book learning. Okay, why is this not coming up?
So we're not supposed to be just seeing a black square?
No, there's actually supposed to be vision, in fact.
That's good because I was very concerned that we were walking into some black fortress and, well, Scotty was gonna reach for my hand for comfort or something.
She's fine. She
Strong,
does not need your
independent
comfort.
woman.
Let's see, does that work? No? Do I have to turn off regular fog of war? Is that...
Sight.
We see things.
Oh my god, there is vision. Good.
You know, for someone who is leery about coming into this direction, why am I leading?
because you got pushed in thinking that you would chicken out.
Thinking that what?
People were figuring that you would try and chicken out.
Ah,
They didn't want you to run away.
right. It's okay. If I
Besides,
run away-
you're really good in a fight, remember?
And besides, Scotty doesn't go first. She has learned her lesson. She stays within the group and behind somebody.
See? There you go. Caster's in the middle of the group.
Guess who's in the middle of both men?
I mean, it's not a lie. Or a bad thing directly.
Directly.
No, I mean, that's subject to interpretation, I think. Okay. I thought I had... No? Oh, where's my... I had this written down here somewhere, but clearly not. Alright. So, as you walk in, the entrance kind of opens out a little bit, and you see the rivulets of water kind of running along the edges of the cave, and kind of you hear dripping and water churning from deeper within this cavern. The air here is definitely it's coolly humid in this area. As you're kind of walking forward, and everybody here has got some form of low light vision, so good on you.
Good on me.
You see the ceiling kind of extend up about 20 feet up as it kind of opens out into this interior the cave. It seems like it was hollowed out by water along through long ages, as you see it drip off of stalactites and, you know, various rocky protrusions littering the ground, as we have this laid out before you.
Do you think this spans under the whole island?
Well, that would be kind of cool.
I think that strengthens my thought that this would be a good base for the hotties.
Talk about the coverage.
I wonder if there's a giant underground lake here.
An island of its own.
Maybe we should try to find out.
Yeah, well, I'm covering the back end here. So after you.
Crap. Oh. Is this like middle area or like mountain?
As you could, it's actually a raised area that's just looks like it was probably at one point you see water dripping off of the ceiling and kind of flowing down and over the stones. It looks like that the water didn't directly carve this place out. It was probably a higher spot in the cavern and just kind of ran off of it, leaving it kind of slick and moss covered. But the kind of the rocky incline goes up about 5 feet before kind of leveling out ish. It's still kind of, you know, a little rocky.
Rocky Balboa.
Oh God. Just keep digging. I mean, it's a little eerie that you keep hearing the little blip, 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 blip of the water just kind of dripping out here. But there's doesn't seem to be anything active here.
Does it echo?
It does, in fact, echo.
Hello. Row your boat.
Row, row, please.
Why are you? That's it. Why are you?
Is that a complete sentence, girlfriend, or do you need a moment?
There are not enough moments. Let's just keep going. So, as you move into this area, there's a couple of branching paths off of here. One going further deeper in, and one splits off to your right and seems to kind of narrow out, but continue on downwards.
Do you guys want to go down or further?
Let's see what happens if we go further down.
Sure.
Further down it is.
Gil will take up your rear sections here. Moving further into the chamber, as it opens out, you do notice that there are several fissures along the ground at this point. Go ahead and give nature checks. The person who is clearly not trained. All right, so as you're kind of looking around, kind of trying to get a gauge of this like larger chamber, you know, checking out the fissures in the ground, it looks more like there was seismic activity that created these cracks. You can't quite get a gauge of how long it's been, but definitely these breaks were made by a very powerful shifting.
Nope.
Are you seriously moving that way?
What are you doing?
This is suspicious.
I don't think it's suspicious.
No
as much
bunny
as
did that.
You're right. A rabbit probably didn't do this. Good job, Roro.
Do you think we can safely get around it?
It's the cracks in the ground are about they're no more than a foot wide, so you can easily step over them. They just kind of exist, and one of them looks to be kind of coming out from this stone stalagmite that looks like it probably fell onto the ground here and then just started building up with like salt and calcified material and started just kind of building up over time. But there's several fissures that kind of branch out from that. Whatever earthquake causes probably had a stalagmite fall over and kind of fill in a bit of a gap.
Or we don't.
Well, there's a couple of branching paths here.
Why am I leading the way?
Didn't you consider yourself to be the royal leader? Who let that cat in here?
Meow, meow. And that is definitely not a bunny.
So where are we off to?
After giving Gil a very slight dirty look, not enough of a dirty look to get him hit. Very slight. He steps over everything.
Do you know where that line is?
Huh?
The line of not getting hit?
It's very thin, sometimes hard to see.
Quite. So the cracks kind of continue spidering out along the floor line here. You see a couple in the wall where there's bits of water just kind of leaking out and kind of forming small puddles that kind of run back towards the mouth of this cave. And it's a tight fit here, but you're able to easily enough squeeze yourself through and into the next chamber. Now, in this chamber, you have much the same. Broken bits of stonework that have, calcified and kind of growing up that almost look like they're kind of fingers along the walls. Just kind of very craggy and uneven. Perception checks, please. Gil is not even in the room. The two of you, the two of you will notice that this chamber doesn't have any of that moss in it. It's actually a pretty clean looking room, all things considered. I mean, you have the water dripping off there, you have the rocks, but it doesn't look like there's any kind of a grime or growth in this room.
Maybe the bunnies are slightly OCD.
I don't think bunnies live here.
Scotty, honey, I don't think you know.
You can just call me Scotty.
Sorry.
So you're thinking cave rabbits. Is this what's going on now? So, moving further into this chamber, the stones are, the floor is uneven, craggy, kind of moist. But generally, no real growth is here. You see a lot of spidering that kind of grows. It looks like there was some kind of impact or something, but there's a lot of spidering, cracks in the ground in the corner of this room. But otherwise, there's nothing that appears to be here.
I don't think we should get into that uneven ground there, Roro.
I thought you would never ask.
Ask what?
Yeah,
to go
really,
in.
you want?
Maybe we should head back and try one of the other pathways?
Yeah, might be a good idea.
Bye.
I suppose Roro has left.
Oh my goodness! You think he would? Wow. Nah.
Nah.
Yeah, you're being weird again. I didn't hit you that hard.
Yes, you did. What do you guys think is over here?
We could go find out.
Kind of the way to figure it out.
If we're lucky, we'll find bunnies.
What is with you and Bunny?
Have you not seen a bunny?
Seen a bunny.
And you're not phased by its complete and total cuteness?
No.
Kind of eat rabbits.
What?
So, as you are entering this chamber, it's it's not quite as a tight a fit, but it's a small branching path that opens into a small chamber that has one of the stalactites is hanging a lot lower than the other ones, and there seems to be a small bulbous growth hanging off the end of it that seems to be pulsating slightly.
That can't be normal.
It's just kind of this dull blue glow, and yeah, it was right there.
Oh, it's where I am now?
Yeah.
Oh! Crap. Okay. Scotty? Scotty?
What, Roro?
Scotty?
What, Roro?
You're the same color. Go speak to it.
Gil, have you seen anything like this?
You're the same color.
Gil was kind of standing at the mouth of this tunnel, but has seen what?
The thing.
He'll kind of peer around.
It's like you, but glowing. Well, pulsating, I guess what you said, actually.
You know, some people just aren't built for sea travel. I think he's got the madness.
Perhaps, but I think we found him this way.
I am standing right here.
And we are berating you to your face. Okay, so we have a glowing thing in a rock. I mean, it's kind of cool, but
Perhaps we just leave it alone?
or we can have Roro poke it.
No.
Come on, aren't you always the one saying you're the brave, strong, do anything type? Trying to impress all of us peasants?
Okay, once, maybe.
Alright, go ahead and poke it once.
No. I said once, maybe. I said that comment. But that's about it. I mean, we're on an island right now. You know what that means? There's lots of fish around this island.
Yeah.
I'll poke it.
It's a good idea.
So give me a strength check.
A what?
Give me a strength check.
Strange. Oh gosh, am I not seeing this properly?
Okay then.
Rule all you peasants.
So you reach out to this. You reach out to grab a hold of this this glowing orb,
Oh, here we go.
and your hand kind of clasps around it, and you feel this slight tremor rock your hand. And by that, it's like somebody, you know the feeling you get where you stick your tongue to a 9-volt,
To a what?
a 9-volt battery.
No. Who just tries that?
Who hasn't?
Oh, hello.
But there's a slight tingle that's in your hand as you kind of try it. You kind of try and pull your hand back, but your hand is clasped around this slightly blue pulsating bit of stone, and you pull it free with this kind of a snapping sound.
Bro, I was gonna gasp.
And you look at it, the part where you've broken away seems to have this rough sphere-like crystalline thing beneath the stone, which, as it's pulled free, is kind of pulsating brighter now that it has been freed of its thin stone shell. As the rest of the stonework kind of crumbles away, and it has this luminescence that are casting your shadows all about the room as it's kind of more brightly just flickering.
See? I bring light.
I don't think you should have pulled that out of there.
Daddy. Honey. When you have the strength, it just comes naturally.
Okay.
Could everyone just go ahead and give me a quick perception check, please?
Perception.
Mhm.
Oh.
Not terrible all around. Alright, well, if he's done playing with the thing, maybe we should get going.
I think that's the best idea.
Gil, don't you want to hold it? It's the same color as you.
Yeah, if I want to handle something the same color as me, I'll do it in private, thanks. Oh, yeah. So as you're kind of moving around through here, you hear this sound kind of like
Gil,
coming
not
from
funny.
again with the bunny.
It's not funny.
No, it wasn't meant to be. As from one of the from this large fissure here, you see this rolling black reflective surface, almost kind of bubble out from the crack. As it kind of, it's almost like there's a water level rising, and it starts kind of burbling out of this quake fissure and kind of spills over. But its consistency isn't like water, it's kind of like this tar-like substance.
Oh, holding hair up.
I think you should not worry about your hair and worry about moving.
I can do both.
With that, it's not like gushing out, but it's kind of almost better to say it's crawling out.
Not much better.
Oh, this is no.
So that's when we're going to have everyone roll their initiatives for me, please.
Oh,
I might actually not be the bottom.
get to 2. Point something.
So we're saying that Roro's the bottom?
Nope.
Still on the bottom.
Daddy is still definitely a bottom.
Hot.
Your lesbian days are not here yet.
How could I have done worse than a 4? This was my chance.
Well, there you go. You're not the last person on the list.
Congratulations.
That's good.
So everybody's kind of going, the fuck even is all this?
I don't like him.
Roro, maybe you should give me the thing back.
Oh! Ah! Throws it.
Oh, we'll get to that.
Ooh.
Ah. Okay, so we are starting off with Gil's turn as this creature kind of bubbles up.
I don't like him.
Yeah. So Gil will advance on this thing. Is well. Here we go. And start making an attack at this thing. And yeah, he's not gonna do. So as he starts whirling around into this thing, starting to carve off pieces of it. Damn, son. Just good fucking damage rolls. Okay, so that is 24, 33 damage. That's kind of impressive. What is up with those rolls?
Feels overachieving again.
You know, he's got to impress his girlfriends.
I think you kind of...
Said, well, he's got to impress his girlfriends.
Girlfriend.
Roro is a man, thank you.
Still his girlfriend.
Oh.
That's how that works. Okay. So Gil begins hacking at this thing, and it seems to be carving kind of chunks off of it. And you see a couple pieces of it splatter onto him as he's moving his way through. And then you hear this, ah, fuck, as he just kind of has to scrape parts of it off that you can see corrosive burn marks left behind on his skin where it's touched him.
That's not pretty.
All right, that sucks.
That was casual.
Roro. Ba-ba-ba-bane. Charisma saving throw. Oh yeah, I'm sure. I'm real sure that's gonna make this one. No, that's actually a really good roll for him.
Is it?
Yeah, that was an amazing roll. Well, maybe not so amazing, but
Amazing enough.
amazing enough of a roll. So, yeah. You have afflicted this thing with Bane.
Yay.
And we'll just put up. Yeah, there you go. Anything more from you?
I can't. No. I can't do a short bow attack. That's not a bonus attack.
No.
Oh,
Your
damn it.
your bonus actions are currently, I believe you've got healing word and you have your inspiration.
Yeah. And that's all for me.
All right, Scotty.
Scottalina.
What?
Scotty Lena.
Oh, you and the nickname.
Oh, I'd come up with a lot worse. Ask Gil.
Not the time. So you launch a bolt of fire at this thing. Oh, geez, yeah, that'll hit.
No, she just wants to see what you're the burning guild.
Gil's
She's
fine.
guessing that it might be.
Gil's fine.
All right, you deal 7 fire damage as you fling out your fingers, and motes of flame kind of coalesce and zip out and slam into this growing mass of tar-like black whatever. As you see that it's kind of bubbles and singes, which brings it to its turn.
Oh, these things.
He's coming for you, Scott.
As 2 tendrils kind of extend out, these thin pseudopods, rubbery looking, just kind of extend out from its form as it starts whipping around. And it will move up here and strike once at each of you. So we got a 10 and a 19. All right, so it flails about at the 2 of you, but you're able to duck out of the way of these things. Bringing it to Gil.
I swear I just heard you say Neil, but not Gil.
Gil! Yeah, why not? Does not like where that is situated, so he will do... Yeah, submit.
That's what I was gonna do.
Oh, hey, look at that. See, as Gil just kind of spins his spear, sits it beside him, and just kind of gives a kind of a forward stomp and just a short bellow out to this thing, which has to make a Constitution save, which is actually one of its better saves. Okay. So it takes half that and does not move. As it kind of shudders and convulses, and you see bits of rock kind of fall, loose stone fall from kind of the ceilings around you.
Gil, I don't think we should do that one again, but thanks.
Your turn.
Oh, well, I didn't get a remark this time.
It's more focused on the thing that was, threatening to burn away his skin.
He's fine. He has water.
Okay.
That's like the best roll he has ever done on a short bow.
Yeah, no, just center mass hit there.
Straight to a eye. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just kind of into the center of it, and it just kind of quivers. But a very nice 11-point crit there. Not bad.
You're welcome.
Anything else you're doing?
No, that's all for me.
Scotty.
Wait to become a monk.
I can't move without this thing coming at me, right?
You can take an action to disengage.
Huh.
Hide behind you. Did you not see that strength check? You can hide.
Yeah, I'm going to take my action to disengage
Okay.
and get the heck away from that thing.
You would still have your bonus at the end of that, if you had anything to do.
I don't think I have anything I can use bonus action up.
Okay. Is that all then?
Yep, that's it.
All right, the ooze.
Oh,
God, you brought him close.
And it will slap at all three of you once. So we will go Gil, Scotty, Roro.
What?
Oh yeah, it does not like you. As this thing reaches out like a whip and just smacks you right on the collarbone, not only leaving this painful welt, but this sizzling burn mark as the corrosive chemicals that make up this body just leave remnants of it on you, and just it immediately starts forming this red blistering line across your chest for 31 points of damage.
30.
Yep, nine bashing, 22 acid. Also, you're wearing armor, are you?
Yeah.
What type of armor are you wearing?
I think I'm wearing studded leather armor.
Which is... Let me double check that.
I was trying to get over it, okay? I have a 10 armor class.
Everyone just wants to target Roro because he's so pretty. And they're like, well,
This thing slapped at everything, just mind you on that one. Okay, so you're wearing your studded leather, you said.
yes.
Okay, as it struck you, not only does it leave that welt across your chest, you see that the remnants are kind of clinging to your armor and burning large chunks of it away.
Oh, hell.
Your armor class is currently reduced by 1.
Do you want me to change that?
No, I will remember, but it looks like your armor has... It has wrecked your armor. Like, it's still hanging off in scraps as being able to be usable, but yeah, it's looking really, really rough.
I would rather have been licked by Scotty's ice breath.
Gil does not want to touch this thing directly. It burns something fierce.
Agreed.
Yeah. He'll kind of touch up to his medallion, reach towards one of the walls as you see the moisture that was clinging onto it just kind of glisten a little bit, and he'll fling his hand forward, sending a burst of sea spray at it. Oh yeah, that'll hit. That'll hit nicely. As he will take a step in here.
Oh, you gonna shield me?
And yeah, there's something not so great about that. And Roro, you will gain 6 hit points back.
6. Oh, how sweet.
6 whole hit points. Just come on. This is what you've been trained for, right?
I suppose, but not this one.
Well, quit bitching and get to it.
Gives a very sarcastic smile. Question: is this area like wall or is it moss?
It is wall.
Okay, so I couldn't go like this.
No, you cannot get in through there.
Well, damn.
It's just the way the squares are making that out.
Yeah. Okay. What the hell happened to my?
Believe it or not, that hits.
Oh wow. He has no armor class.
Yeah, no, not in the least.
That's worse than mine.
It is worse than yours. Hard to believe, but yes. As you fire another arrow into this thing, it just kind of, and you see that it's that thick tar-like substance is starting to become more diluted and watery and runny. It seems to be taking a lot of effort to try and keep itself whole.
Rude.
Scotty.
Oh, I wasn't done.
Well, you normally don't have anything to do after that, so
Shut
go
up,
ahead.
I want my word.
Well, then
Wait,
go
you-
ahead. Give yourself your Stuart Smalley.
Oh, they will. God. Thank you.
9 hit points. Good job.
Thanks. Now it's Scotty's turn. Brings it to me.
Okay, so
Scotty, go and give it to you.
I wanted to set off Shatter here.
Okay. Go ahead.
That allowed?
Oh, there's nothing stopping you.
Your voice was not approving.
I'm just saying. Go for it.
I'm scared too now.
You already said you were doing it, so...
Jesus.
Okay. It needs to make a Constitution save.
Fail. Critical fail.
Oh,
Fuck. I mean, good job. But
Okay, well... Because of Bane...
oh, you're welcome.
So you set off this deafening explosion, this cacophony of sound in this very enclosed environment. That was a great deal more impactful than Gil's shout. As a bit of this cavern rumbles as this ooze-like substance is lurching backwards, burbling. You hear the pops and the hisses as the acritic mass of it is kind of splattering along the grounds and whatnot. And you hear a crack come from above you. And go ahead and give me a dexterity save.
oh good. Of course it's dexterity. Oh,
Fuck me.
God. I'm sorry if you get that twice. I think I'm like,
Well, we'll just know to take the first one.
there we go.
Oh, geez.
Half have to take the first
Fuck. Yeah, you have to take the first one. So that was very alarming for the both of you.
Oh, motherfucking hell. Scotty?
Well, his thunder wave didn't do anything. I thought we were fine.
His thunder wave shook the whole earth!
It shook it. It didn't break anything.
Yeah, you're also using a higher level spell that specifically does structural damage.
Oh, I didn't see that.
You know what you did see? Rock. Falling.
Let's hit it with a rock.
I'm
Let me double check this, but I'm pretty sure that it has a stipulation on structures.
Well, didn't it do it for the cabin that one time? You know, my beautiful cabin that Scotty destroyed?
A beautiful cabin. It was like a yurt.
It belonged to Roro, which means it was beautiful.
And also the bridge.
Oh, the
I think that was Scotty as well. With the trade caravan.
Yeah.
Yeah, non-magical objects that aren't being worn or carried also take damage in the area.
Oh.
So, good news. As this thing is losing its form, it is also hit with a rock. And it is crushed and scattered. Bad news.
Yep.
Both of you take 11 points of acid damage as this thing has splattered onto you. No, Rora, you were not in the blast.
Never mind.
It was just immediate area. As this thing is just kind of on the ground and just kind of sizzling and burbling and doesn't seem to have motion left to it, but there is the slight clang of Gil's Duom had it hitting the floor as he's just scraping this stuff off of his chest and just bitch, son of a. As you're both scraping away, just little layers of skin along with this as it's kind of corroding on you. And much with like Roro's armor, your clothes are not looking in the best of shape
Ooh, I'm
at
liking
the
the
moment.
story now.
So there's scattered holes burnt through kind of the various parts. Like your sleeves are kind of looking a little bit like taffeta at this point as it's kind of eating away.
More than just the sleeves?
You're behind her.
Yeah. I'll move.
But there's a moment as this thing starts seeping kind of back into the cracks slowly as gravity begins to exert its control over it. And there's just that moment of, huh. Okay, that sucked, but that was kind of cool. Ow.
I'm so sorry. Are you okay?
I'll live. Oh. Oh. All right.
I almost died.
You're fine.
I think we should get out of here.
I look like I almost died.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, Scotty, lead the way this time.
Okay. Yeah, that was... All right, after you folks. I'll make for sure. I'll keep a rear guard in case this thing decides it wants to show back up.
Why? It's not Scotty to ruin the cave again. Smirk, smirk, smirk.
Just get moving.
Yes, master.
Hmm. All right.
Should we just head back to the boat?
If you want to, I mean,
Yes.
it looks like this goes a bit further in, but
Well, we could check out the other areas, but perhaps not touch anything.
Why are you looking at me?
You took that thing's orb.
Gil told me to touch it.
yeah, I said to poke it, not to grab it.
Well, it's not my fault that your training is so intense that it has me so much stronger than usual. Wink, wink.
Oh my god. All right, we might want to just take a breather outside for a little bit and then come back in. How about that? Split the difference.
All right then.
Yep.
Sorry.
Hi.
I lost you for a second. I'm sorry.
I'm not. Hi.
Right into him. Sorry.
So basically, you go back outside for a short rest, essentially. So you can spend your hit dice, gain stuff back as a short rest would give you. Scotty can use her arcane recovery. I believe Roro, not that you used your inspiration, but you can get your uses back at this point.
I'm sorry. What?
You can use your arcane recovery, Scotty, at this point. If you would choose to recover some spell slots.
Wait, how many can I recover? It says you can recover spell equal to half your level?
So you're level 5 now,
Yes.
correct? So you can regain two spell levels.
Well, I didn't really cast much. So.
Give them to me.
Yeah, she can't do that.
I don't think you're in charge.
Am I not?
How do...
And can you explain hit dice again?
Basically, if you click on it and move your thing down by 1, you can recover that much in hit points. And you can spend as many hit dice as you want. But each day that you rest, you get half your hit dice back. Also, Roro, because you're annoying, your Song of Rest can apply here if you wish to roll that.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Choose something else.
I can't think of any Nickelback songs offhand.
Something else.
How do we spin that?
It's not something you spend. It'll tell you what dice you use. So roll a d6. All right. So congratulations. Everybody gets an additional 4 hit points back, despite having an aneurysm.
We get additional attack.
Yep. There you go. Bards are good for a little bit of extra healing when you can catch a breather.
Let me see. How about Rockstar? We can. Oh God. Because we all just want to. What? I'm not reading that out loud.
What about having 15 cars? So, you have a bit of a breather. Did you use your recovery or no?
Me? No. I just did the Song of Rest, and I spent 1 hit dice.
Yeah, I see that, but no, Scotty, did you use your arcane recovery or no?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Because I think you can do that once per long rest, so I just wanted to make sure. Just keeping, the bookkeeping.
I think it's just nosy.
I'm the dungeon master. It's part of the job.
Oh.
It is. I mean, I could go in and look, but, I'd rather just ask.
What's the point of that?
Okay, so, back in. We're taking point again?
Oh, hell. You know what happened last time I was leading? It didn't go very well.
I have a question.
I have a potential answer.
Can Gotti do mage armor? That's clearly she sees that this thing is evil.
Yeah, you can use mage armor, that's fine. So you'll have a 13 armor class now, right?
Uh-huh.
Good job. So just minus out your first level spell and we'll begin.
Do I get any spell slots back because of the short rest?
No.
What the hell?
That only applies to wizards and Circle of the Land druids. You, however, on a short rest, gain all of your inspiration dice back.
I should really be using those more.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Shut up, Quinn.
It's almost like somebody might have reminded you about it this session.
Can I give inspiration to my damn self and not have to deal with Gil? I don't know.
No amount of inspiration will make you not deal with him. It's more like he's dealing with you all the time.
Keep up, bitches. Inside railroad, not outside.
So this is a standing pool of water that is being dripped into from stalactites above. Oh my god, why?
That wall seems suspicious.
Does it?
It does.
Well, that was probably because it looks like there's a bit of a landslide that happened there.
No?
Well, why don't we just go this
Yeah, why don't we just not dig around in there?
like how we shouldn't glowing orbs?
Gil told me to.
Does Roro still have the glowing orb?
He still has it. You didn't. It was on your turn. You didn't throw it. So you still have that.
Oh, I thought I said that I did throw it.
Well, yeah, it wasn't your turn. And then when it came around to your turn, you didn't throw it.
Oh, well. We're gonna be rich. Oh, hell, he's gonna come after us.
Who's going to come after you?
Please hope.
Well, after you.
Sorry. Something came up on my computer.
Prawn virus. So as you're making your way through this area, you see that there is off to the side. No, you're not running away. Stop trying to run. You see off to your left-hand side here a patch of moss that seems to be overgrown in a stream.
Hey, Scotty, why don't you go poke it?
I'm not gonna go poke it, but I would like to get a closer look.
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead and roll perception. Or actually, roll investigation.
All of us are just Scotty.
You ran away.
Shut up, Quinn.
I see that you're over there, so... Okay, yeah. You get in close to this. It's a bunch of, like... It's like a root of a tree or something must be growing in from above. And there's a bunch of moss growing here, and you have to kind of pull your head away from it because there's a deep smell of rot coming from this wood.
Nope.
And it's like, yeah, Roro immediately runs away.
Well, maybe we should just continue onward then.
No one would make me happy, Scotty.
What would make you happy?
You don't sound very enthusiastic to know that.
I don't think there's anything alive that can make you happy.
That's rude. Have you not seen my love for bunnies?
I don't know about that.
Was there an answer to this question?
Yeah. If we found more bunnies. Like a whole horde of bunnies.
So as you're talking, you end up passing what looks to be a collection of... It looks like they were half-cut stones or just very smoothly worn away. As they're just kind of laid up in a bit of a pile.
Bye.
Should we take that as something living down here besides the acid monster?
Well, we see smooth spots. Maybe the creature did this. Hell if I know if it could think or not. It looks like the passage goes a little further on. Weren't you supposed to be taking point there, pretty boy?
Taking what?
Taking the lead? You're gonna let Scotty go off first?
Do you not see what happened last time I took the lead?
Yeah, and we're fine.
You are clearly not looking at my chest enough.
Yeah, you can't be that lucky.
Looks like we don't have any further to go.
So, this area does end abruptly, but you do see a collection of stalactites and stalagmites that have kind of met in the middle, almost like in three pillars, three solid masses that also have jagged, like, protrusions that almost seem to kind of meet in the middle, almost as this kind of a weird cradle-like shape.
That looks a bit creepy.
Suspicious.
You say that about everything here.
Yeah. What do you think I said when I saw you?
I'm pretty sure you can't utter that in the presence of a lady.
All I know is it doesn't look like a group of bunnies.
A mind for the ages you are.
Well, doesn't look like we're gonna find any other way out of the cave. Perhaps we should just head back then.
I mean, maybe.
Maybe someone else got attacked by Gookie Monks.
Yeah, who knows?
Let's hope not.
So,
So,
this was fun.
well, it was a bit more interesting than the boat.
Come on, you have to stretch your legs. You get to watch some tentacle beast attack Roro. It's a good day.
Yeah, but my clothes were ruined. Don't particularly count that as a good day.
Well, you might want to define ruined. He just kind of gives you a grin and, come on, Roro seems to be running away from us all.
Blushing.
Well, at least I put your hair up in time, so your hair is fine.
Yeah, it looks great. So at this point, I need you to make perception checks.
Just hold on to me and we'll get out of here okay, Edna.
I'm not going to hold on to you, and again, you can call me Scotty.
So, yeah. Let me just do this just in case here, but yeah. So, yeah, Roro, something is definitely off. As you're passing through here, you feel this heat coming from your bag.
Oh god.
And it's less of a heat, but more of this tingling sensation. As you investigate that, as you kind of open your bag to investigate, this light, this pale blue light is kind of emanating out from it, as that crystal is just kind of starting to tremble a bit.
Well, Indiana Jones. That's what happened. Indiana Jones.
Do you think you should leave that here? Oh lord, that thing bad.
No.
No.
What?
No.
What is that noise all about?
We almost got out!
Yeah. Funny how that works. Go ahead and roll me initiative, please.
Go ahead and name your initiative, please.
Hey look, I did really good.
Wow.
That's amazing.
You did do really good.
Daddy,
Good job.
yes.
Thank you. That's the first time she's rolled well.
Is that why you're blushing? No? Oh.
My blush is none of your business.
That's a lie.
Yeah, I don't know about that being actually true.
I'm so glad Scotty gets to go first this time.
Actually, I'm really not. I was getting used to going last.
Could you get the plan and watch what everyone else dies?
Yeah.
'cause then
See,
I know
see,
what's happening.
you keep thinking that a low initiative is always a bad thing. It means you can react to the situation.
What is that?
It looks like a dragon. Water beard.
Scotty.
So, as you're kind of looking at this light kind of pulsating, the pool from behind you kind of starts pulsing as well. As this grouping of watery tendrils starts kind of rising from the pool, mixing and intertwining with each other and kind of growing more and more solid as it grows, and has this is elongated snout-like feature with bits of like stalactite and stalagmite, these spiny rocks in its maw as it grows, and has ridges of these stone spikes rippling across its back as it kind of starts surging forward towards you.
Oh god.
So, Roro, do you think if you just give it that thing back, we could get out of here alive?
You really think this has to do with anything?
They're the same color as you would say.
Wow.
Scotty, your turn.
Anything other than blue.
What if Scotty doesn't want her turn?
I mean, you could always ready an action or delay.
Does this thing... Can this thing... Okay, let me revise my words.
Waiting for revision of words.
No, I had a thought that I think... How mad does this look?
Give me a check on your insight. It's a giant water snaky thing with stone spines and teeth. You hear this burbling coming from it, and it seems to have a hostile disposition towards you.
Okay, my second question is, I'm gonna take this thing as an elemental. So, could I send it a message and ask it if it wants it back?
By doing what now?
My message cantrip?
So you want to whisper into its ear. Okay, you can do that.
But I don't know, the elemental language, so would that even be worthwhile?
It's only one way to find out.
I don't want to waste an action!
Come on, TikTok.
Not getting any nicer.
Shush. I'm guessing I'm gonna be aggro. Just going to be prepared for that.
Okay, so you reach out with the ghostly dragon claw, slash out at it.
And does it hit?
It does hit for 7 points of necrotic damage. This is kind of, well, I say but you know, it's just as it kind of reels back a little bit, and there's these, you know, you hear the stones kind of clatter from within its form that it had picked up. Roro.
Oh, hell. But it's pretty and it reminds me of Scotty. Hold it out.
Or
The orb.
maybe if you just kind of like pull it towards the pool?
Chucks it with absolutely no patience directly at the sister and
Go and make a dexterity check.
hits Scotty in the back of the head.
You were trying to avoid throwing it at Scotty's head point blank, but you know, you do manage to catch her. You don't throw it at her. You don't hit her with it. However, from the angle which you were trying to pitch it, you do kind of clip the back of her her left horn. You manage not to stab yourself through the arm, thankfully, but you do kind of hit her. Your forearm essentially hits her on the interior side of her horn, twisting her neck around a bit, and kind of the orb just kind of that rough crystalline orb just kind of slips out of your hand and just tink 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 at Scotty's feet.
That'll earn you a glare.
Nervous chuckle. Well,
This is why short people shouldn't have horns.
now, do we really want to get rid of the orb? Because it could be like, really.
What else are you doing, Aurora?
Now, I was trying to read the distance on Thunderwave, but it's not really showing me. It just says 15-foot cube.
Go to your
That's the area, but what's the range?
That's what I'm trying to find.
It should be on.
the range is 15-foot cube as well. That's odd.
So it is directly in front of you at that point.
Okay.
Yeah, I will double check it, but I'm pretty sure what that means is, yeah, it would be Thunderwave. Yeah, the range is self 15-foot cube. So it is basically the 9 spaces from here. Basically, it's this 3x3 cube right in front of you.
Okay.
So, like, from where you were at, casting Thunderwave would smack Scotty.
Oh no.
Again?
I,
Leave her alone,
would
please.
you like me to smack you or?
So you just kind of slink backwards. Anything else with your turn?
Yeah, I was going to do. Wait, God. For my short bow, it says range 80/320.
Yeah, 80 is your basic range, which anything within there is in range, and anything up to that last number you can strike with disadvantage.
Oh, okay.
But you already used your action to try and throw the orb.
Never mind. Erase that. I'm good.
You're not doing anything else?
No.
Okay. It is the creature's turn.
Gotta kick it.
Oh,
As it starts kind of extending itself from its pool.
Why is it coming towards me?
You see that these tendrils studded with debris kind of forming out from its what would be its jawline just kind of reaches out and takes a swing at Scotty. Okay then. That will hit. I need you to make an athletics or an acrobatics check, whichever is better for you, to try and escape the grapple. No.
Scott's gonna be flung into the air this time. Wow.
No, but these debris-studded tendrils off the top, off of its face, just kind of slap into Scotty and wrap around, and the sharp little bits start poking into her exposed flesh and kind of grinding as it starts drawing you into it. So you've taken 13 bits, yes, points of bashing damage.
is there more?
Aside from the fact that it looks very intent of drawing you into itself.
No, thank you.
So, that's a thing.
Wait.
It's still pulling you inwards.
Okay. That's a thing.
So that's its turn. 5, 10, 15. You'll takes a hop over the stalactites, stalagmites, whatever. Not exactly happy with what's going on here.
Neither is Scotty.
Let's see if we can't see if this won't work. Let's see, 3, and then yeah, he'll spend the key point just to use his
Fail.
flurry. He manages to hit twice. Twice he hits. He starts piercing into this thing. Some of his blows are being knocked away by the stone ridge going across its back. That'd be 22 points. Scotty, it is your turn. You are restrained.
Yeah, that's an issue.
That is a
Look at
big issue. You cannot move your arms. You cannot move your legs.
But I can.
Hello.
You can try to make your escape.
Well, can I? I mean, if I try to do my escape, is that my action?
That is your action, yes.
That would probably be the best idea then. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, usually your best option when you are being restrained and grappled by a creature is to try and escape it in some fashion, especially when it seems to be trying to draw you into itself.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had some people have some pretty bad times not trying to escape grapples, so
I'd be one of the people.
Is that an athletics check?
athletics or acrobatics, whichever is better, unless you have something that does not have a somatic component involved to cast it.
So, like, my breath weapon?
You can breathe at it, yeah.
But if I breathe at it, is it...
That would be your action. It's one or the other.
Well, my question is, if I decide to try to attack it instead of trying to escape it, is it going
Is it going to what? You kind of cut out.
to drown me?
It's a good question.
It is a good question. It's an important question.
It's a
Yeah,
good
I know.
possibility, and I also recommend escape.
So, Scotty, what is your action?
Uh,
Not bad.
That is actually a pretty good roll.
does that mean I got away?
It says its escape is a 13. So you have managed to get yourself away from it.
Can I run?
Yes, you can.
Will I be attacked if I run?
That's a good question.
Oh
my
my
God.
god. Come behind, hide behind Robo.
Okay.
Robo to kill.
Here's another question. Can I help Gil by flanking this thing?
Generally, you can. If you move and you don't move out of its threatened area, yeah, basically if you're on opposite sides of the thing, that it's a flanking position.
Then can I move here and I haven't moved out of its don't leave me area? Then we're good?
Is that your action?
No, that's my movement.
Well, I mean, is that what you were doing?
Yes.
Okay.
And now I'm asking you if that's okay.
You're mocking me?
No, no.
Is that what you said?
No. I'm asking questions.
Well, yeah, no, I didn't hear what you had said.
I was just asking you if that
I
was
heard
okay.
mine.
Shut up.
Yeah,
Kevin.
you go and you do that.
Okay, that's my action. I'm going to shut up now.
Okay. So you basically shimmy out from this thing. It's, that the particulates and the sharp, jagged bits are just kind of, you use those to kind of pry those away from you, slip out the bottom of it, and just kind of skitter to one side of it. It does not strike you for moving. Roro.
Okay, so if I were to move to right here, and it would go from here, would that still be in the 3 square range to hit him for a Thunder Wave?
If you moved one step up forward,
Yeah.
that is within your range, yes.
Okay. Without hitting the rest of the people.
Everyone else is outside of the wave.
Last second.
Okay, it needs to make a Constitution save. Which it does. And that was for half, correct?
It was for what?
I'm believing it's half on save and it's not moved.
Yeah, I think it is.
It generally. So 12, so 6 points of damage to it. It is not moved. Give me a dexterity save, please.
Dexterity save, okay.
Okay, so you managed to duck a couple of small rocks that have been dislodged in the area. The area in front of you is considered rough terrain right now,
Uh-huh.
as you have dislodged some of those with that thunderous blast. Which is funny because Rora was yelling at both of them for that.
Yeah.
And all three of you have let off sonic blasts inside a cavern. Good job, everyone.
I mean, it's a water thing. I kind of thought maybe it would be helpful.
Clearly, they don't work underground very often.
Clearly they don't.
Roro has never been in a cave before.
Let's see.
Can we not? And just say we did?
Yeah.
Oh,
See,
okay.
he's dealt a lot more damage at this point, so it's going to attack Gil. And Holy Shark, that actually hits.
Holy shark.
Not what I said, but sure.
I thought he said shark, but okay.
I heard shark, as in the shark fish.
So Gil
think-
Gil takes 12 points of bashing damage, as this thing is going to try and constrict him as well. And that is just barely does it too. Wow, that is a pretty poor roll. Okay, so it tries to draw him in. He manages to get free. And it's his turn. You know what? Why not? Let's do something fun here.
Fun.
Yes, fun. So first here we're going to have him try and make a hit. Dear God, it can use its reaction to attack him.
Hey, Quinn.
Oh yes, that's right, you're flanking.
Quinn,
Yes.
1 second. We have a child issue.
Oh no.
So Quinn, what's up?
Oh, just going through D&D.
I see.
Yep.
Is this wait, are there characters rolling into our campaign, or is it two totally different set of characters?
This is the Understudies game. We just had to push it back to tonight instead of tomorrow morning, afternoon, because they had things to do. And they didn't want to miss a third week in a row. So we're playing tonight instead.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So congratulations, you're on the internet right now.
I'm up.
And resume.
And resume. I hope the toddler has not died.
Of course not.
Almost.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's reassuring.
So, hey, good job on that flanking there.
You're welcome.
Because that would have been super tragic. Does manage 2 separate hits.
I have Gil's back.
That's right, you do.
Really.
Mm-hmm. So that is 19 points of damage. And this thing is looking extraordinarily injured. There are bits of stone falling out from its watery carapace. And just kind of clattering onto the ground. Bringing it to your turn, Scotty.
Does this mean I get to keep my orb?
Maybe. So even though Gil is within the 15-foot range of
Hit
this,
him.
the thing is in front of him, so I should be okay, right? For my breath weapon?
It's a good question.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Thank you for that answer. It was appreciated.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just gonna say
You haven't had to deal with this before. I mean, yeah, this is a big giant creature that's right in front of you.
Just yell duck. And then
I mean, the thing is,
doesn't that take an action?
the thing is huge. I think it should be fine.
Lol.
So what are you doing?
Gil is really not gonna like her.
that's okay. He only freed a little bit. Oh, match his hair.
Okay, Constitution saves from the weird. And from
Weird.
Gil.
Ah, no.
As he will take 2 points of damage from the frost.
Oh my god.
Lol.
At least it wasn't 20.
Yeah, no shit.
31.
And part of that, so let me paint you a slight picture here. As you're there, basically doing your threatening grabby claws at it, just putting pressure on it as you and Gil are assaulting this thing. You just kind of as the spray of frozen energy comes bursting out from you, pelting into this creature as it's shooting out like bullets as it hits the surface of this thing's form and crystallizing into little like pencil sized or Sharpie sized bolts of ice that are sailing and ripping through it. This thing kind of explodes out from the impact of this and kind of sprays backwards towards Gil. And you see that he kind of takes a few cuts and whatnot from the frozen shards that once were this creature. As he just kind of takes a step back and goes, Will things stop exploding on me? Ah!
I'm so sorry.
Ah!
Is cracking up.
Ah! Okay.
Better than a burn.
Roro, you have like 5 seconds to run. 1. And Roro goes dashing off.
My orb is over here.
As you dash it, you come back for it. You see it's in his hand now, and he's just glaring at you. Just, you want it?
Don't you think there's been enough fighting for today?
True, but not enough murder. Just kind of looks at it and make a dexterity save, Roro.
Oh my god.
You had the chance to run. You didn't have to come back.
Well, because of we're gonna say this is a Pavlovian effect on you because you just got this orb chucked full force at you, and you were able to actually kind of pivot on your heel a bit and take just kind of cradle your arm out, kind of catch the orb and use the momentum of it as you were spinning on your heel, and I fall onto my couch. And you manage to actually kind of spin around, use and slow that momentum down. You don't take any damage, and you have the orb.
Yay!
You also have a gill still glaring at you.
Oh.
But that's a thing. And he runs away.
Hiding.
Goes and hides. Oh, that boy.
Maybe we should head back to the ship now.
Yeah, maybe so.
I think we've all had enough land for today.
You wonder why I'm on a boat. I hear you over there.
Ah!
Go ahead and make a perception check, Scotty.
Oh my gosh, Quinn.
Both of us?
No, you're hiding.
Oh, cool.
Okay, so... Better run, rabbit. So from the debris, Scotty, you actually see what looks to be this... For lack of a better term, it looks kind of like a handle.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of looks vaguely manufactured, but kind of almost rusted looking. And it has engravings on it.
It has engravings.
It has engravings on it, and towards the head of it, it has this kind of bowl-shaped indentation on it.
Okay, she'll go ahead and pick that up.
He's just kind of standing at you, arms crossed. Gil does not look happy with you currently.
I'm not the one who blasted a free breath.
Yeah, but you're being you're being a Roro.
As to be expected.
Are we done here? I think we're done here.
I think we're done here. I'm not sure what this is, though.
Roro, go ahead and give me perception now that you're braving the area. Yeah, this is a handle that's kind of got like a little bowl thing to put something on.
And nothing happens when she picks it up?
No? I mean, it's kind of covered in this algae slime, but...
Maybe you should bring it with us.
Why not get something out of this?
Alright, then bring it with us.
So,
It's not as pretty as mine, though.
oh god damn it, Roro. So, you find yourself back out of that crevice.
And heading to the boat?
You're heading back to your boat?
That was kind of fun.
Yes, we're heading back to the boat.
Okay.
I don't know if I would call that fun, but it was definitely a stretch from the boat.
It was a good workout.
I don't feel as bad about my gashing chest anymore.
Good for you.
Grins.
Scotty stares at her ruined sleeves.
Yeah, your clothes are in a bit of a state.
Are they covering at least?
No.
The silence.
This. See, in my head, no.
Kinda mostly.
Oh god.
You're having to be careful about how you walk.
Not thrilled.
You know, you kind of have to shift some of your clothing around, but yeah, it's you figure that you can keep from exposing yourself by walking carefully.
Great. So Scotty needs new clothes.
May or may not have noticed that ahead of time.
Yeah.
But you make it back to Gil's basically boarding boat.
The one Scotty always plans to steal.
Yeah, that one. And with that, it's easy enough that he kind of takes it off of the, he unbeaches the boat, the launch or whatever it's actually called, and you head back to the drift. You've probably been out roughly 4 or 5 hours at this point. So it was a bit of a walk.
A bit.
Actually, yeah, because you took a short rest. You've been out about 3 hours actually.
Okay. Is the other team headed back to the boat?
You don't see anything directly off of as you're kind of rowing your way back to the drift, you don't see signs of other boats.
Okay.
And at that point, you will make it back to the drift and get yourself pulled back onto the ship.
Yay!
You see the four other Haldiri crew are just kind of milling about doing some things. It looks like they are preparing some timbers So apparently Tallow has at least been back once in this time. Though none of them... It seems like they... Basically, the reports you get from between the rest of the crew and Nicole that they came and dropped off a supply of timbers and headed back to pick up some more.
Is that safe for them to head back out?
They should be back. They were saying they were going to be back before dark. So they got a little bit of time still left.
As long as they don't go in any caves, I think. Because there's no bunnies in caves.
Why would there be bunnies in caves?
You don't know their lives.
You're very strange, Roro. Nicole is just... He doesn't quite... He just kind of goes and does something else off some other way.
Wait, look at my rock!
He's not paying you any attention right now.
Runs after him.
What is it, Roro?
Look at my rock!
It's a very nice rock. I'm guessing you found something rabbit related? I don't know.
No. The rabbits have been nice as always. It was a big gooky monster.
I see you're all having fun without me then. That's great. Well, good find.
Runs away.
Strange, man. So, the lot of you are taking your break, resting on the ship, I'm guessing.
Finding new clothes? Pop, pop.
What new clothes did you have on you?
I didn't.
Daddy can borrow my cape if she really...
I have a cloak. A little hot
That
for
you... Yeah, it is quite warm for a coat, especially one that is... Oh, wait, no. No, you've got a thin cloak.
So Scotty's just going to wear her cloak around now.
Apparently.
I feel bad for my dragon girl.
Well, that's what happens when you take a big acidic load to the face.
I assume as a royal... Whoever knows how to mend, but I don't have any mending skills, so never mind.
Yeah, you don't have any tailoring supplies or talent. So...
Mm-hmm.
And I'm guessing nobody has mending as a cantrip.
Actually, I was just gonna go look at that. I remember looking at mending, and I really considered it.
I was looking at it like, why would I need this?
Yeah.
Well, guess what?
Oh.
Terrible.
So, as you are recovering from the day's excitement, we'll say, yeah, the sun will begin to set over the horizon as the shadows grow long and kind of ominous from the interior outward towards the bay. Tallow and his company have not come back to the boat.
Okay, so we should maybe go out and find them?
Maybe the Fluffle found them.
It's not a good thing if anything we ran into found them.
A Fluffle is not what granted. Build little mirror fluff
And what is a fluffle?
for the bunnies.
Gil,
Hmm.
do you think we should go out and get tallow?
I mean, maybe he's just camping out for the night.
That doesn't sound like a very smart thing to do.
Well, Tallow knows his way around the woods. I mean, not these woods.
You're not worried anymore of what we ran into going to find them?
Well, I mean, they were off getting wood, right?
Uh-huh.
Pretty sure a rock monster's not going to be in the woods.
I think it could be.
Well, what if we wait until morning, and then if they still haven't started their way back, we'll go and take a check on them.
Alright.
Unless you think that we should go off in the dark, half beaten to hell like we are.
No, I suppose that would not.
All right, then we'll head in the morning. And we will pick that up next week. However, we will have people do their recovery as they will want to do. Are you cajoling the rest of the people?
What?
Is Roro lending his talents to recovery efforts?
Yes. I shall sing you the song of another realm.
Well, go ahead and roll your d6.
Is this a long rest or a short rest?
This will be good job. This will be a long rest, so you can either spend hit dice or recover hit dice.
I don't even remember what I was at because my mouse went.
No,
It put me to -5.
No, I don't think I took damage on that last one. It was
I
really
still
nice.
had a little bit. I think I was at 30. I feel like.
So we don't regain our hit points rest? Do we?
Nope. You can either spend hit dice to recover, or recover hit dice.
And Kevin, you gave us.
I did. I gave you
Yes,
6.
you will automatically gain 6 hit points because of his recovery. And actually, you will have, if you choose not to spend your hit dice, you can also just regain your Constitution modifier for hit points.
I have a feeling that arrow gift that was just shared is definitely going to be Roro one of these days.
One of
It'll be
these,
the one behind the bow.
maybe.
How long does mage armor last?
Mage armor, I believe, lasts 8 hours.
Okay.
So it will not persist through your long rest. But you can cast that first thing, 8 hours. So if you cast that first thing in the morning, basically as you're going to head off the boat, it'll be effective pretty much your entire trip.
Okay.
So if you want to just spend that, we will have it as done. Okay. Annotation. Okay, well. Thank you. Nice little quick exploration there, and we will see what happens, what's going on next week.
That was ridiculous. I loved it.
And we will be back, all of us plus more, tomorrow night. At this point, tomorrow night. It is 24 hours until until we have the start. Yes, we will start the next chapter, the conspiracy.
Yes, you two will get to join in the shenanigans.
Join the conspiracy tomorrow night in the butt-ass hours of dawn. Except if you're on the West Coast, I guess it'll be pretty decent time, like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock.
Yeah, I was about to say, Quinn.
That's
the
like-
ones that are screwed over here.
Yeah, whatever. But we will see you all next time. Have fun. See you tomorrow.